Once upon a time, there was a group of friends who all loved turtles. They longed for a turtle their whole lives, and one day, their dream finally came true when their awesome AP Environmental Science teacher, Mr. Crowley, told them they could select one box turtle to have as their own. They picked a beautiful turtle named Spike, and they instantly fell in love with her. They even named their group Spike Squad in honor of their beloved turtle Spike. They took and recorded baseline measurements of Spike, for example her length, width, and mass, and marked her by taking pictures of her shell pattern. Most importantly, they attached a radio transmitter to her shell so that they would never lose her.
Everything was going great, and the Spike Squad and Spike were inseparable, until one morning, tragedy struck.
Oh no! Spike is gone!
Where's the turtle? Oh my god.
The Spike Squad walked into Abe's class and Spike was nowhere to be found. The group was in tears. How could Spike run away from them? They knew what they had to do. It was time for a box turtle hunt for Spike.
Let's get it started in here.
The group quickly jumped into gear and began to pack the backpack of everything they would need to find Spike. First, they grabbed their binder, complete with their baseline data, telemetry data sheets, and map of Lubbock campus. Then they grabbed the hot pink ribbon to mark the area where they would hopefully find Spike. They also took some camouflage tape and scissors to repair Spike's transmitter if needed. Finally, they made sure to have a phone with a compass and some writing utensils.
It was already 4 o'clock, and the Spike Squad knew they needed to hurry because it would be difficult to locate Spike after the sun had set. Box turtles are quite the masters of disguise. They knew all of this because they had previously researched box turtles and answered many frequently asked questions about them.
To find the transmitter attached to Spike's shell, they had to grab their receiver and antenna. The antenna, which was extended to provide greater range, was plugged into the back of the receiver. Spike Squad was now well prepared and set out to begin their search.
When they got to the forest, they turned the receiver on and then turned the receiver channel to 7, the channel on which Spike's transmitter transmits on. And because they know Spike so well, they then walked to her home range, her normal hangout spot that she never ventures from.
They made sure the attenuator was off in order to obtain a boosted signal. They also set the gain a little above halfway to receive a clear indication of what direction Spike could be found. They point the antenna in all directions, and whatever direction gives them the highest reading on the receiver is the direction that they must go to find Spike. The tone of the beeping noise was adjusted so Spike Squad could hear it more clearly over the background static. As you begin to get closer, it becomes harder to determine where the strongest signal is coming from. In order to distinguish which way to go, you can turn the gain down. This makes it so the receiver requires a stronger signal to show a reading. Eventually, you are able to isolate a small area where you think the turtle is. Once they did this, they turned the attenuator on in order to receive a more precise signal. Once the signal reached a 10 with the attenuator on, the group then removed the antenna, turned the gain all the way up, and put the receiver close to the ground and moved it in a sweeping motion. Removing the antenna and only using the receiver allows you to get an even more precise signal. By doing this, they were able to pinpoint her location in case she was hidden under leaf litter.
Ellie spotted Spike burrowed underneath a fallen tree. The group was so happy. They were finally reunited with their beloved turtle, Spike. They took out their phones to take pictures of Spike and to get a compass reading of where Spike was found relative to a landmark, such as a sewer drain or the outside classroom. They tied the hot pink ribbon on a nearby tree to mark Spike's location, and recorded all of the information from their turtle hunt on a telemetry data sheet. They then made sure to mark Spike's location on a map and touched up the tape holding Spike's transmitter on her shell.
They were about to take Spike back to the classroom when they realized that Spike was so happy out in her natural habitat and not in an enclosure inside as a pet. Because Spike's squad loved Spike so much, they had to let her go. But with their new knowledge of box turtles and radio telemetry, they knew they could always find Spike.